Hello there, good evening, and welcome to another episode of Secrets of the World Place Lessons from our 5 year journey. And this is episode 7, the last but not the least of our 5 year journey. And we have gone through the several things that we've talked about. 5 years ago, a group of friends of mine came together to form what is today known as the Kabzeel community. We decided to invest, go against all odds, save together, pray together, have fun together, go into different packages together. There's a saying, if I can't trust you with my money, what can I trust you with? And we have essentially created an investment community that is now ready for the next phase. So we have recorded sessions on principles of the world place, lessons from our 5 year journey, and the supernatural in Kabzeel. Yes, because God is in the details, and if it has not been God, what will we have said? We got not the land by our own sword, neither did that harm save us, but we got here because he had favor upon us. So we've done how I got transformed in the process, grow your own food. I became the Aki farmer. We've also recorded the pains and the gains. So if you've not watched all of those episodes, please go back in this series, in this playlist, and you will see all of that. But today we're going into the final one, which is the next phase. For over the last 3 years, we have done our AGMs has been themed growing root. But for 2025, which is the 6th in the series, our AGM will now be bearing fruit because we have dug roots deep. It's time to bear fruit, and we're essentially coming out. Prior to now, you couldn't join the investment club because we wanted to test the model. Is it possible to invest 5 years, 7 years of your life and transform your life? And the answer, we have found that yes, it is possible. We have learned there's been pains in that way. There have also been gains. So this final episode is to simply cast for members of the investing community to say thank you, and then to cast the vision that this is not the end. Neither is it a bend. We're just growing into a greater a new beginning. There's this saying that we have in Kabzeel that if what is saved is not invested, then it is wasted. So if we gather together for 5 years and save, and then we decide now to just put that all away, remember, it is still a measure of waste. So what are we doing? After 5 years, members of the investment club have said, let's go on. And I can tell you that from being an investment club, our immediate next is we're opening it up to members of the public. And the next phase from that is we're launching the generations plan. And ultimately, we're going to even become an asset management company. So 2 things that we want to talk about very quickly. In 5 years, results of that 5 year journey, we have more than doubled. Yes, you heard me correctly. We have more than doubled. And I say more than double because at the least, paper value of the amount we spent in purchasing some of our real estate portfolio, the amount we spent in registration, and the amount we spent on our farms. But if you look at the farm, we have spent close to 40 million currently. But from 2027, our current estimate, as Salah says, that we'll be making 45 million every year. So if we look at the potential income and the value and a lot of things that we're going to get, we know that our value is way more than that. But even in paper terms, we have assets of over double of what we put in because we compounded them over 5 years. So we're saying thank you to members of the community. If you learned about this and you follow through the secrets and the lessons, you can also create this for members of your own community. But remember, be true to God, be true to yourself, and be true to others. For 5 years, no one has drawn a salary from people's contributions. We have essentially gone all out at different stages. Did you remember the lessons where we were almost scammed and I was saved by a dream? Go watch that if you have not. So it's been a beautiful journey, but now that we're coming out, we're saying, okay, if you now want to see how you can learn this, how you can invest this, you can then click on the link in the description below and join our learning community. From the learning community, you can see, if we're fit for you, you can then join the investing community. And our model is different from others in that we're launching what is now the generations plan. And we got that from scripture, which says a good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. So we're inviting you to join us on our generations plan, where you come and you save for 7 years to essentially transform your financial life. And in that 7 years, you commit to learning before earning, you commit to savings, to delayed gratification, and we will pull all of this together in the investments and in asset yielding, value appreciating, cash flow instruments. And I'll give examples of 2 of them. No, you cannot buy our current assets only. There are very few left for just 1 to maybe about 10 members. For instance, for our real estate, we have about 10 plots that are available for sale for others, but the rest have been reserved for members of the community. For our oil palm, bulk of it has been reserved, has been sold out for members of the community. What you may join is when we open up the processing unit facility for people, for other investors to join. What we're inviting you is, come, let us now, we have done this for 5 years. Let us now open each generation to their own 7-year plans. And 2 examples I'm going to give. One is rental properties. So for instance, if you have 100K USD, you can actually get rental properties in some countries in Africa and the US. For UK, of course, that's GBP, but let's use the US. You then begin to get rental income of between 700 to 1K every month. Now imagine you're able to get all of that and you keep putting it. Aside the fact that the property market value can rise, if it can rise, it can also depreciate. But if you are able to keep pulling that, it is easier for 100 people to raise 100,000 than for 1 person to raise 100,000 in the USD. So this is the reason why we're opening it up, creating a pool and a structure around it, and essentially growing that together. Another example, which will be the second, is we currently own 54 acres of our farm, out of which 50 has been established for members of the community. But right now we're launching the Palm 2 Farm City. Did you catch the episode when I talked about how I became the Aki farmer? So currently I design sustainable farm cities, and we're launching another one, which is the Palm 2 Farm City, which is a 1,000 farm city located in Ado, Hawaii, in Oyo State. And we intend to have 600 acres of oil palm. We intend to have 5 acres of agarwood. Now, pause for a minute. Go and type price of agarwood in price of agarwood per kg or whatever you get. As a cooperative, we have agarwood planted in our farm. And now we won't tell you the location of our farm. Now, once you find that out, you see why we're unique, why we're different. We're building things that can last over and over. So we have 5 acres of agarwood. We have 10 hectares of cocoa. We'll then have 100 acres of residential property, which will contain a park, a 5-acre pond, lake where you can come, and it will be an income yielding farm city. There will be regions that will be reserved for the forestry, where will be wildlife, nature, and it is essentially going to be one of a kind, because it's going to be an eco village, an intentional village where people will pay just to visit. And remember, we will be making money from our oil palm. So you want to join us on this generational plan? We'll be launching it from our AGM in January of 2025. So if you're watching this after January 2025, it has launched. It is available. This will go fast because we're going to sell this to members of the public. Prior to now, you may not have heard about Kabzeel because we were under wraps and we're secret. We're keeping ourselves. Let's see what this journey is. But after 5 years, we've grown roots. It's time to bear fruit. So we welcome as many as are interested. Send a DM, send message for whatever platform you are seeing this, and join on the journey of the world place. Remember, I am Folasiji Bomi-Daniels, the Aki farmer, the CIO of Kabzeel Group. It has been an extreme privilege over the last 5 years to grow with you, members of the community. Thank you, and looking forward to the next 5 years as we onboard other new members and we grow into becoming an asset management company licensed by the SEC. This is the start of a new beginning. Remember, you can count the number of seeds within an orange. You cannot count the number of oranges within the seed. And Kabzeel will grow in leaps and bounds. From the worldly place to you in the worldly place, continue to flourish, for this is our time. Thank you.